Well, let's get started. The website is www.rationalsys.com. Once there, click on the equals logo and scroll down. This was our May meeting. This was the main spreadsheet. There's also a handout, but we're just going to focus on the spreadsheet. Save it if you want to work and make changes. That's what I would recommend. I'm just going to open it for now. Now, when you open it, there might be, because there are macros in here, there might be a security option here where you need to enable macros. That's fine. Okay, spreadsheet 1. We're going to talk about the random walk right now. And that just means that suppose that I start at a certain point and randomly walk a step to the right, a step to the left, up, down. I do that 100 times. Where would I end up? Let's see. We're going to eventually graph this. So suppose that we start at a point 0, 0. To move left or right randomly, what we're going to do is employ the random function. So we're going to say if equals if a random number is greater than 0.5. It's like flipping a coin, getting heads or tails. If it's greater than 0.5, we want to move one step. Otherwise, we want to move negative one step. So that's perhaps left or right. We're going to do the same thing up and down. I'm just going to copy this over. Okay, and calculate now. Calculate now. You can see it changes because I've got a random number in there. Now, I was at 0, and I've moved this distance. So this formula is where I was plus how I moved. We'll copy that over here. So I can recalculate. Here I am at 1, 1, 1, negative 1. It's random. It's random because this random number here says if my random number is greater than 0.5, then 1. Else, negative 1. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So this is the same thing we're going to do for all 100 steps. So let's just copy this down. Select all of these cells, copy. We're just going to scroll down, right-click, paste, and recalc. Recalc is also the F9 key. So you can see that I ended up at 6.4 after 100 steps, 12, negative 8, 16, negative 18, etc. Well, it's nice to see all these in a table, but let's graph them. What we want to do is graph our progress, each step. So we're just going to graph the current position. So let's highlight the current position for all 100 steps. We're going to create a scatter plot. Insert scatter plot. One thing that I like to do with scatter plots, let's first, because this is down at the bottom of my screen, I'm going to cut it, go to the very top, paste it up here so I can now if I were to recalculate this all the time, you see that the axes are changing because the numbers are changing. I like to fix those. So I'm going to set these at negative 20 to 20. Do the same with the y-axis. I also like to get rid of some of this extra stuff here. I don't need that. I don't need the grid lines. And because each of these axes goes from negative 20 to 20, let's square this up. also, I've plotted points here, but really it's a route. So let's select the data series, right-click, Format Data Series. Let's add a line color here, a solid line. Okay, there we go. Calculate now. Now one thing, you know that I started at 0, 0 because I said that, but you really don't know where I ended looking at this. Let's quickly add a data series. Let's say that our start will reference that point. Our ending point is way down here. And we'll copy that and paste it. I'm right-clicking there. So, recalc. This says I started at 0, 0. I ended at negative 4, 4, but negative 4, and you still can't see that. So let's add a data series to show this. So click on the graph design. This is where we add a data series. We're going to select data, but add one, a data series. The X values are just these 2 points. The Y values are just these 2 points. Okay. Okay. And I don't want that to be a line because that's just my starting and end point. So I'm going to select that data series and the line color here. I don't want a line. Okay. Now let's recalc. There you can't even see the ending is past negative 20. There we go. In the next video, we will talk about how to capture these points, and if we were to do this 100 times or 1,000 times, capture the starting and the end points and graph that. It reveals some interesting things. Because I think that if I were to do this randomly, if I were to flip 100 coins randomly, I'd get 50 heads. Not always. What's the variability? We can plot that next time.